Up, guys?
What's
We
up,
are
brother?
live.
Yo.
Okay. Yeah. So James decided to go on vacation. How dare he? How dare he?
There's
You
no
know?
such thing as vacation from family. Come on now. It can't be leaving us behind like that. Come on now.
Yeah. No, but he's having a good time in Orlando, so he'll be back next week. But yeah, I mean, he's having a great time out there. We're a little peanut butter and jealous. We saw some photos.
And unfortunately, we didn't go yesterday because Andrew got himself a new whip. Tell us about tell us about what happened.
Yeah, I bought a Tesla. Tesla Y. So yeah, a lot of fun, man. Oh, we got the Bolt Babes in here, guys. What's up, Miguel? How we doing? So this video is going to be a little more interesting. Yo,
the Tesla.
The Tesla. Yeah, so I got the Tesla. I got the Tesla Y. That's a badass car, guys. Have you ever been in one of those things? The full self-driving is so cool.
I've only been I've been in the X and the 3. Those are the only ones I've been into. Yeah.
The Y is the SUV, a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's awesome, man. It's a great little whip, dude. So I'm hyped on it. But
nice.
We got a lot to talk about. We really want to have kind of an open discussion with you guys. So if you have questions, throw them out.
Let's do it.
Mama Andrew made it. That's right, dude. I'm a soccer mom now. What's up?
Yeah, that's right. Because you got that SUV situation.
But I'll say this, guys. Like, we're going to talk a lot about Harbaugh. I really want to kind of throw out some of my thoughts with him. He's been doing great. Dude, he's such a leader of men, and there's just some things about him that I want to discuss initially, and then we'll go into the Bolt opening, Joe Ortiz. I still think there's people we can go after, guys. I still think there's people in free agency we might go get. So, anyways,
I only got one more question.
Okay.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Hey, that's perfect. I love that sound effect. That's great, dude. That's great.
Yep.
No, but guys, we got a lot to talk about.
All
right. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it.
I'm Dale Henley. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast? Let's do it!
It was funny, Kyle. You cut out on my end when we were talking. I was like, "Oh, he's talking right now." You cut out like at that exact moment.
Wow, it's funny. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, what's going on here?"
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say this. So, guys, look, we are only we are 34 subscribers away from 5,000. So we got to do something special for 5,000 here. So I'm I might try and go live stream and just wait for it to happen or whatever, just to get the countdown or something like that. Pop off a champagne bottle or something. I don't know, Yeah. But I'm trying to think. It's what's something that we can do for when we hit 5,000 officially, So
yeah, we need to do something. Yeah. Your thoughts in the chat down below. But that's exciting for us, guys. And again, we do this too for you guys, right? We're
right.
We want to obviously communicate as brothers, but obviously reach out to the Charger fan base as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And Calais Campbell is a good one. Yes.
This is actually the only time that I actually do get to talk to my brothers ever. We don't talk, we don't text. It's all lies outside of this. So I'm just saying is that y'all are brothers as well. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Calais Campbell's a good one, man. I like that. I like that idea of bringing him in as well too.
Yeah,
yep. And it's been good. Good guys. Who got better than us? Oh yeah, man. I tell you what. Yeah, that Tesla, man. It's a sweet whip, dude. I tell you, the full self-driving is pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
You ever been in a full self-driving car? It's pretty amazing. So,
did you take it to self-driving all the way to Wendy's to get yourself one of those Frosties? Something like that?
Yeah. By the way, okay, because this is gonna sound weird. I get the crackers, and I crunch up the crackers in my chocolate Frosty. Tastes pretty good. Dude. Tastes pretty good. I know it sounds weird, but it's good.
You turned me onto that too, man. It's got a little bit of the salty, a little bit of the sweet. It's like,
little
all right,
crunch.
Yeah.
Little crunch. Yeah.
Some texture with it. I'm down.
Oh, Bolt Babe said they can donate a pair of tickets. Okay.
Okay. We can.
Then we'll just keep them for ourselves. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, and maybe I don't know. This is it depends on what level those tickets are. and for what game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but what's exciting, right? One thing that Jim said is, hey, look, we're not going to have any music during camp at all.
Yeah, right.
Which I think is good.
Yeah,
gets them to focus.
For me, I honestly don't know how I feel about that, because there's been times I've gone to the gym and I forget my headphones, and I'm like, oh God. So now I got to hear all like the whatever music's coming through, like the gym itself, and I got to hear all the people like grunting and making noise and stuff too. And it's just like, this is weird, Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that, But
yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? I think the reason why he's doing it is he wants people to focus. When you're there, you need to listen to instruction.
Yeah.
It's focus time. And again, they have to go. I mean, they're only out there for a while, right? They're out there running around. Again, they're not running full speed, guys. They're not running 100%. They're running
not even hitting each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very just, get out there, learn some techniques. Okay, I like this, do this, and again, nothing in the gym either, right? They want people focused. They want people to focus on instruction, what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Notice they're also doing things together. Like all they're working out, everything is actually together. They're not separate. They're not in separate groups.
Right.
They're all as a team, offense and defense.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think EW 12 actually brings up a good point. Yeah. So they do probably put music on in the gym where they're actually like, doing weights and stuff like that, I guess. So Andrew, you do a lot of CrossFit type stuff, right? So and so do they have music in there for like when you're doing stuff? Because you guys are doing stuff kind of like at a unit itself, right? Is that kind of like the same vibe, you think? Or
no, it's very loud music. Yeah, it's very, 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 very loud music. Yeah, it's. I think the difference is these coaches are trying to coach these players as much time as they possibly can.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they only get 8 hours a day. I can't remember exactly the total number of hours. Let me Google that real quick.
Well, I think on the field they probably only have about like 3 or 4 hours on the field, but then they do meetings. Like they'll have the individual meetings. They'll have the team meeting. Then they'll have things in between. Obviously gym time. Like going through all those different things, and then they're done at that point. So
and I remember it's all different. OTAs are organized team activities. They're just going through. They're just going through. What's generally happening. This is the playbook. We want you to do this. We want you to do that. No one's going to make the team right now. Again, we're going to talk about a guy that's already been cut, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of those situations where a lot to be said about that. By the way, Anthony Joseph, no word on Colson's injury. No idea. It's still very quiet.
I think it was nothing serious. I think that's what it was. Like that's what I'm taking from it. Since we haven't heard anything more from it. Yeah, I don't think it was anything serious. I think maybe he got dehydrated. Maybe he just needed some more water or something like that.
Could have been.
Yeah. It wasn't. Obviously, it's not. He's not going to be losing games. I don't think for whatever happened there. So.
Yeah, so I would say this LBC. I don't think we're gonna get a wide receiver. I think the wide receiver room is baked out. I really do. Because if you think of it this way, right? We already drafted 2 wide receivers that are probably going to make the team no matter what. Palmer, Quentin, Darius Davis, and then Ladd. That's already 6, right? And I don't know that we even need that many. Yeah, I don't think the wide receiver room now. Again, Justin Simmons. Calais Campbell, some UFL players. I mean, we have 89 people on the roster at the moment, so we can't go after this. Okay, so here's Aether's first question here.
There you go.
Am sad and disappointed. Chargers saying 10-7. Let's go.
Fans saying, okay.
Oh, fans. But that makes sense. It's realistic, right? I mean, I say 12-5, but I think 12-5 is a bit of a stretch too. Yeah. 2-4 KC. Yeah, I mean, and look, Vegas has us only at 8.5 games.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, 10-7 is not horrible, but that's not going to lock a position in the wild card, I think. So I think that's the kind of like the disappointment that I would be facing too. Like thinking about 10-7 is that like, okay, if we're going to go, obviously the biggest thing we need to do is we need to win a division, but I think at the very least we need to be like the top seed for the wild card for us to really have a good chance at going deep in the playoffs.
Well, you just got to make the playoffs for sure.
Sure.
I mean, first and foremost, it doesn't. I mean, at that point, it's you got to win out.
Right.
But I've always kind of viewed it as who cares? You're invited, and now you got to just go prove it every week, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah. Well, maybe Brandon. Let's just throw this question out to the room, right? T. Higgins. Should we trade T. Higgins for Palmer and QJ? What does everyone think? And I'll think on that myself. And Kyle, you can think on it as well too.
For me, I don't think we should trade 2 wide receivers for 1. That just doesn't quite make sense to me. I mean, actually, it does make sense to me on like the dollar side, but I don't know. I don't think T. Higgins would replace 2 positions or 2 different players. Like just doesn't. I mean, but yeah, we do have a deep room. But then at the same time too, is like Palmer and QJ are basically our 2 veteran receivers that we have right now from previous years. So I wouldn't say that. I would say let's get rid of some other players besides Palmer and QJ if that's going to be the case. Yeah, I mean I like T. Higgins, but he's not the. I don't think he's going to be the answer either. So,
well, he wants a lot of money too, right?
Yes,
so
that's a big problem.
Yeah, and I really think the connection with Ladd McConkey is going really well. It's already starting to look good. I mean, the thing about Ladd McConkey is he's a very good route runner. He separates very well.
Mm-hmm.
And his stats are great. Don't get me wrong. He is very good. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is. But again, it's the thing. One of the things you have to remember with Harbaugh, he's also a culture guy. What does he say? Right. What's good for the hive is good for the bee. So he wants to bring in culture fits, right?
Yeah.
And so my question is T. Higgins a culture fit? He kind of sounds like a little bit of an asshole. So I don't know. Yeah. Like I don't know. Brandon Ayuk sounds like a bit of an asshole. I don't know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're a good wide receiver doesn't mean they'll fit well in the team culturally, right? So, but again, don't get me wrong. T. Higgins has a lot of, like Metcalf, Debo. But again, they are going to make a decision based on culture, right? I really think that's going to be a big thing. So it's just think about that for a second. I understand we could sit back and get enamored with trades and things, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit different. I think 10-7 and 12-5, I think I think makes a lot of sense. So I'm in the middle of all those, right? That's kind of where I'm at.
And by the way, and bottom line, that's higher than whatever Vegas says. So make your bets, bros. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and again, Nelson, good to see you as well too. I'm not worried about our offense. Interior D line. It's funny because I don't know that it seems like everyone's pretty happy about that. Oh yeah, and you're right, Aether. I couldn't remember exactly the amount of money. Thank you, Aether, for telling me that. It's about 20 million plus.
So much money.
It's a lot of money, dude. And like, don't get me wrong, right? I could kind of see it, but it's a lot to give up to.
Bruh.
But again,
but that's the problem too. Is like the market for wide receivers right now, like they're raised the bar so high, because quarterbacks are getting paid a ton, and so it would make sense then that following after that is like the wide receivers are going to be next up because quarterbacks need someone to throw to. So and when you find like a really good receiver that got good routes, got good hands, got good verticals and stuff like that, that's peas in a pod, man. Tip of the spear.
Edge of the knife. Crack on my
ass.
Well, again, they just want to go there, more production. Well, I get all that too. The other thing you have to remember too, Brandon, is that the tight ends are going to be more featured. See this guy right here?
Yes.
Hayden Hurst is going to be featured a lot more. Will Dissly is going to be featured. I don't know where he's at on this list, seriously. But I'm just saying, it's a bit of a cultural shift, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be 12 and 13 personnel. There's only going to be 2 wide receivers on the field a lot of times, right? So, it's a lot. And again, if we're going to start going more run heavy, we'll probably spend more money on running games, running backs as well. So again, I do think the wide receiver room is solid enough. Mm-hmm. But again, the D line would be probably, something we can improve on as well too. Right. So,
that's going to be so all this talk about wide receivers and stuff kind of gives me my quick little bold prediction that I say out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out here. A quick little bold prediction. I'm just throw it out there for the fam. I think Justin Herbert's going to throw for over 4,000 yards. I know there's a big, obviously everyone's talking about that we're going to have, a huge emphasis on the run game and stuff like that, but I think that that this is all mind games right now. We're getting like Princess Brided right here, like Vizini, he's just sitting there with the wine cups, he's like saying, oh yeah, so everyone knows that Greg Roman is a run first kind of offensive coordinator, but with Jim Harbaugh just passed his way through to get a national championship. So that means, it's just all this back and forth, whatever. So I think we're going to see a lot more throwing around with Justin Herbert than passing game or running game, because everyone expects us to run. So I think we're going to be passing a lot more than people suspect. So I'll just watch out. 4,000 plus for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. So in OTAs, Herbert was 11 for 11, the first overall plays. He was 11 for 11, and then he missed one, and then he went like 7 for 7 after that. So he ended up being 17 for 18 in the first OTA practice, right? So, but again, guys, you're also looking at, you have Justin Herbert. He's a very good quarterback. Yeah. I was thinking a lot about him as well, too. By the way, the Bolt is looking good. We're hoping to get a tour of the Bolt.
Yeah,
we'll keep you guys posted if that happens, because I would love to get a good look at it.
Yeah.
And Anthony, maybe to put a bow on this. Oh wait, no, hold on. Where was that? Where you said something about seeing you saw an article that you saw T. Higgins. Yeah, I was actually gonna do a video on that. I know that's the rumor. Like Vegas keeps saying. Yeah, but look, like it's rumors at this moment, right? I think when it really starts mattering or being more important is when you start hearing people like, what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank on the rumor guys' names? From Twitter and everything. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Those guys.
Twitter is all the rumor things.
No, but I've got
Tom Pelissero, right?
Yes, Pelissero. You start hearing things like that. Yeah. So again, I'm just saying this. Like I think it's off season. I think a lot of people are just gonna, news outlets are gonna just throw things out there and say we're gonna go get him. It's like whatever. Yeah, I like Calais Campbell. That would be good. That makes sense.
That'd be good.
I think he got paid. God, how much did he get paid? It was a lot of money last year, and he definitely wouldn't get that much money with the Chargers. But
probably not. Yeah.
I have to double check that. And let's see where we're at over the cap, right? Yeah, we're still 26 million right now. So, by the way, Ladd and Joe Alt still have not been signed, folks. Just so you know.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I guess that's true, huh? Well, I wonder what they're waiting for then. I mean, because there's really, there's only minimums that they are not really minimums. I guess are they trying to just squeeze any more pennies out of this whole thing? I mean, I thought there was literally cap that they had because of what position they were drafted in as a rookie contract, right? Or
but the people ahead of them have to be drafted and signed also, right? So
got it. Okay,
it's kind of like a domino effect. As soon as has guys in the chat, has Caleb Williams been signed? Let me see yet.
Caleb Williams, yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if he has.
Because I'm still curious to see what he does with that. Because his dad was all talking. He wants ownership of the team and stuff.
Yep.
But then,
they're only seeing predicted numbers.
So he's not signed. But I remember, I think we actually dodged a bullet with Marvin Harrison Jr. though, for sure. There was
officially today.
Oh, he did sign officially.
Okay, so usually what happens is they set the tone Once the number 1 pick gets signed, then it goes. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah,
so you can pay a little bit less off the other person. So usually first and second rounds, they tend to stick around.
Yeah.
None of the top 3. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Interesting. Oh, so the all the quarterbacks have not signed yet. Is that what they're
Yeah,
saying?
that wouldn't surprise me. So again, what happens is from there, once they're signed, they go off of that contract ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then they take account maybe into like your position and whatever. But usually it's just, especially the draft, it's just wherever you're picked.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. But there's some news article thing that came out where because Marvin Harrison Jr. he hasn't signed his contract yet either.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a whole bunch of disputes about his NIL stuff or whatever. So he's, man, I think we really dodged a bullet with him. It's like,
dude, he seems like a shit show.
Well, at the same side, it's like, okay, this is something that I think we did touch on a little bit. Like there's all the problems with some of these players because they're such big names. And that's why we all like them, because they're big names or whatever. But because they're big names and they have the NIL like college rights and they're already millionaires coming out of college.
Yeah.
Like they got this arrogance about them. It's not ego, it's not confidence, it's arrogance. And that shouldn't exist, for a player fresh off the boat, essentially out of college,
Well, so yeah, and then Aether's got a bold prediction. Guys, what do you think in the chat here? Gus the Bus will be top 3 running back in the NFL.
Hell yeah, definitely.
I like that. I like that.
I like it. Well, think about that, because he was behind Lamar Jackson for so long, and Lamar was like their running back 1, but now Gus is going to be the running back 1. Like, sure, we'll see Justin Herbert use his legs a little bit, but I can definitely see Gus getting maybe that. Okay, another bold prediction.
Well, even J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is electric when that guy's on the field. I mean, he's incredible.
All right. Yeah.
And by the way, guys, let me take a step back also. We talk about T. Higgins and all this and as well, too.
Yeah.
You got to remember something as well. T. Higgins wants a ton of money.
Yeah.
I don't see this team really going after a free agent player like that and spending a lot of money, just because I kind of get the impression, just look at what Jim Harbaugh has done. Look at all the people he's brought in. He knows those people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he understands what you have with that person culture-wise. Like, let me take another step back. When we signed J.C. Jackson, that dude turned into an absolute shit show for the Chargers, right? Guys, we're still paying for him. Almost $21 million, right?
Yeah.
And he was brought in. He's a total turd in a punch bowl. And the guy's a waste. The guys might not even be playing in the NFL anymore. So I would see us signing our own players over going out and getting an existing free agent, right?
Facts.
That's my take. But again, it's my take on it. But
yeah, I think we have was it $50 million in dead cap between all of our players or something?
Yeah, I'll show that right now too if you guys want to see it, because I was
that's 1/5 of our entire budget for the
crazy.
freaking year.
Yeah, it's
bro. Jeez,
it's crazy, dude. Yeah, this is it right here, guys. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's crazy money, guys. Now again, look, but this is the prior regime. J.C. Jackson, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. I mean, Mike Williams played. What did he play? 10 snaps, or he had 10 receptions last year, or something like that.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen had a great season. You're right, but he left because of money. Eric Kendricks was okay, not great. Sebastian Joseph Taylor, okay, not great. Dustin Hopkins didn't play because we had Dicker the kicker and Trey McKitty, bit of a bust. J.C. Jackson, total bust, right? So the cool thing is this is all gone, and we currently still have $26 million. You have to sit back and say to yourself, dude, that's amazing that we now, are going to be, positive next year. And I think it might, I don't even think it's next year. Let's see. Because I do think, actually, I guess it is next year. Yep. So next year he's completely dropped off.
Yeah. But yes, I think most all of those players are all off next year. So we're going to get quite a bit money increase from all that stuff. So
yeah, but look at Joey Bosa. Woo!
Yeah.
Joey Bosa is going to get paid more than Justin Herbert.
Hey, well, you know what? I mean,
Woo!
I don't know. They may readjust this thing too again.
Yeah.
But you never know. But at that point, we
Yep.
don't really need to right now. As it stands next year, we have $50 million in cap space available. It's like we might not even need to. So like that's plenty of space. So yeah.
Yeah, and the dead cap is basically robbing Peter to pay Paul too. And again, we'll see what happens with Joey, right? I mean, the cap number. Look, he's going to play a long time, dude. You know, there's a lot of money available next year.
Yeah.
But as it stands currently for 2025, it's 51 million.
Yeah.
But again, I think they pushed money out for Joey. I mean, look at his base salary, his signing bonus. So they just pulled money into it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, man, this is just bananas money, guys. I mean, it's just bananas money, you know. So, but look at how much Herbert's getting.
Sheesh.
Oof, that's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, man.
So, you know,
I think is next year his first year of, or no, next year is his 5th year option year, I think, right? I think so.
it's his final year next year. Yes.
Yeah. So like,
that's. Are you talking about Joey or you're talking about Herbert?
Herbert, yeah, Herbert is the 5th year that he's get. So like he's gonna get that's where that money's coming from. So then after that is when his official contract that he signed, that $250 million contract, that's 2026 is when that starts.
Correct.
So I think yeah,
and yes, Bosa did agree to his pay cut this year, not next year. So it was a next year thing. They pushed it out. Yeah, 2026 is a lot more, obviously, but you know that doesn't really matter, right? So, but again, I do think that there's an opportunity. So the other thing I'll say on this too, guys, and one of the things, and Eddie, have fun at church, by the way. Have fun, have fun.
Yeah, I just responded. So it's good.
One other thing to remember too, guys, look at like Gus the Bus. Look at these 1-year contracts we have. The thing about a 1-year contract, if you have the 1-year contract and then they take money somewhere else and get signed somewhere else, guess what? We get a compensatory pick. It sounds like Aether says Herbert's going to pay the $200.
Okay. I'd totally be willing to accept that. I mean, you just got to let him know that, you know, that Herbert, you got to personally tell Herbert that he owes me $200 because of your bet. So you got to let him know that, man. Yeah. So got to make that deal.
And you got to make that deal, dude. And right now, currently, we're getting 3 comp picks for next year. And by the way, the comp picks end after the draft. So any free agents you sign after the draft, it does not count to comp picks. It's before the draft, which I was confused on that for a long time too. And I finally figured out. Let me pull up the comp picks.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's pretty interesting. So, but man, I think we have a solid team though, like next year for sure. I mean, I'm looking at even Sport Track. It's a different one than the other one.
Yep.
But next year we still have a ton of players signed even for next year, so we don't really need to move around too much. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that get cut though, like you're saying, and some people suspect that Bosa might end up getting cut next year. If he doesn't do well this year, then you know he's got to go. Then so then that would be a weird feeling. Just like dang. Because I think next year is Khalil Mack's this year is actually Khalil's Mack last year, right?
This is last year. He'll probably retire, I would assume. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, he's 34 next year or whatever. So, like, geez. So, yeah, I mean,
look at Dallas right now. Dallas has got 4 comp picks right here.
Now,
again, so this is how it breaks down. I was actually going to do a whole video on this, but we can talk about this here as well. So, but yeah, so you got to remember, like, great example, the Jets. They lost this guy, Bryce Huff, but then they signed Tyrod Taylor. Jordan, and so you sign somebody, let go of somebody, they cancel out.
Yeah.
So let's go down to the Chargers right here.
There you
go.
So
Kenneth Murray, we get one because we didn't sign a linebacker.
Yep.
Gerald Everett, this is what he got paid. Austin Eckler, this is what he got paid. Now, Michael Davis, Gus Edwards canceled out.
Yep.
Austin Johnson, Christian Fulton canceled out.
Yep.
So actually, it's interesting because this was different the last time I checked at it. So
So it's not based on positions; it's based on contracts or something.
I believe it's more contracts. Yeah, I see this right here. 3-point. Now, again,
yeah.
So just the entire comp formula it's a bit confusing.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of. I would say this. It's confusing, right? But again, all these 1-year contracts that we have.
Yeah.
If people have a good season, they walk.
Mm-hmm.
We get a comp pick. Like let's say Gus Edwards has a great season, and he could sign with somebody else. It's a lot to be said. So anyways, I find the comp pick conversation interesting, and we all know that Joe Ortiz really likes comp picks, and it gives you more bites of the apple, guys. Right? That's 3 more picks. So that'll give us 10 picks next year, right there.
Yep.
So that's big.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So we get 3 comp picks. I think so. That puts us up at about 9 already next year. No,
it'd be 10. So
we have 10 next year.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, and who knows? We'll probably use a lot of those picks for trades as well because they're free picks. Maybe we'll be able to get some people that we like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and look, we got Brendan Rice in the 7th round, right? Yeah, so exactly. Don't sleep on picks that get picked super late, guys. I mean, everyone still can do well, right? So there's a lot to be said about that. But we did have a casualty of war. This big hoss right here, Tyler Smith, was cut from the team. I put a little note on our YouTube page, but I felt like there's something to be said about it. Again, nothing was really said by the Chargers, but he's a 54 game starter for the Canada. Dude, this guy is gigantic.
Yeah.
6'6", 310 pounds.
Yeah, he's
gigantic
a big old
arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't know what happened. My thought was, I think he got cut like on Wednesday. So my thought would have been we might have signed somebody or had somebody signed, behind that, but I guess not, right? So
I think it's definitely possible that maybe they're looking at grabbing somebody. That's why like the rumors for T. Higgins kind of popped up, too.
Sure.
I mean, it would be interesting. I don't know. I guess but we're kind of thick at the left tackle, or I guess a tackle group right now anyways.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, I was like, well, it's fair. Yeah.
Well, he went to a small school, Western Carolina, I don't know. You never really know. And again, he was an undrafted free agent, so you got to wonder. In fact, let me see if the Chargers did any transactions. Let me just see if I can pull anything up, because I don't think they did after that. They just waived Tyler Smith. Yeah, nothing. And that was on the 23rd. So, guys, we're going to 100% respond to everything you say today. Like this is going to be, we want to just have a discussion with you folks.
Yeah, we decided pre-show, we were like, you know what? Like there's a lot of things. Just go ahead and just throw stuff out there. We're just kind of like we're having a jam session with you guys,
Yeah. Not a whole lot of news came through this week, right? So
there's a few things that popped up, but like in topics that we want to talk about, but it's not like we're bound to we have to get through that stuff. So yeah.
So a guy I do like to bring in, Stephon Gilmore. I like this guy a lot.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I mean, really. Yeah. So a lot of people say that he's
Gilmore.
Yeah, he's the reason why J.C. Jackson was so good. A lot of people think because, because he was on the opposite side of J.C. Jackson, and so like that always caused like a disruption or whatever it was. They just had like some kind of synergy or some tag team going on, where like they were able to kind of work off each other, and like hindsight is always 20/20. Realistically, we should have got him over J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, well, and J.C. Jackson was he produced, but he was a head case.
It seemed like he just wanted his money now at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said it here, milk first, and cereal. Cereal first, then milk. In my opinion, that's how it goes.
Oh yeah, cereal first, then milk. Yeah, 100%, man. I can't.
You can't do it that other way. Now I'll say this. Remember, Kyle, I used to always eat cereal with a fork.
Yeah, he did.
And that's weird, right? That's weird. I used to eat cereal with a fork.
Well, because I understand. I mean, like, we really shouldn't be drinking milk or dairy product itself at some point in our lives. We shouldn't be doing it. It's like it's not necessarily healthy for that stuff. But I'll counter Miguel's question with another question. Do you do sock, shoe, or you do sock, shoe? How about that?
Oh, so I go sock, shoe, and I always go left to right.
Oh, see, I mean, I do sock, shoe, but I don't. It depends if it's left or right. It don't. That part doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
Oh, really? I always start from my left. That's interesting because I'm right-handed. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just doesn't matter. Like whatever shoe I grab first is what I put on. I'm not.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anthony, I would say the reason why Gilmore has not signed with any team is very simply, he's 33, right? Let's see.
Oh,
he's up there in age. Gilmore, let's see. Gilmore.
Oh, you're getting called diabolical in here for eating cereal for fork.
Hey, I wanted it crunchy. I didn't want it to be soggy, right?
Okay,
it was more of a texture thing,
But Miguel's over here. He does sock shoe. Man, that's crazy to me though. Man,
really? You do that? See, I can't do that. See, Miguel, I wear really tight pants, right? So I got to put on my socks. See, but here's the thing: I put my socks on, then I put my pants on because I really, I got to show off the, the booty, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my pants is tight. Yeah.
You do pants before socks?
No, socks before pants.
Socks before what? Really?
Yeah, I do.
Dang, what the hell?
Oh, it's funny. That's funny.
Aether, he's got a comment for us in here somewhere.
Okay.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is.
Because when I put my pants on, I don't want my when I put my pants on, I want my socks to roll up weird. And then you have to adjust the socks when you bring your socks up, So yeah, pants then socks. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
maybe I need to.
Yeah, that's what
because I hate bringing it down, and then my socks roll down. I'm like, dang it, they roll down.
Oh, you're talking about taking them off.
No. Putting them on. I always go socks, and then I put my pants on.
Why would the socks roll off if you're putting the pants on? Because it's the motion is going up the leg.
But if I'm putting my socks on, I roll my pants up, and then I roll my pants down. It sometimes catches the sock and it rolls it down.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you do that little roll thing, whatever.
All right, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. All right, let's get back on the topic of Chargers here.
Hey, interesting insight to the Bolt Bros here. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong.
Hey, we just freestyling today, bro.
Yeah, we see. Here we go. See, Brandon says perfect. Socks and pants. That's exactly right. I'm not weird. You're the weird one. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're the weird one. No, you're weird. No, you.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Aether's freaking out about Phillip Rivers because Phillip Rivers said that the Chargers are going to be 9-7 this year. I guess he's stuck with that. That's kind of what I said initially too. I was just because I was still feeling a little bit hurt from last year being 5-12, But we're getting that. But Aether is saying we're going to have a 9-0 start.
Oof, man, I would love that, dude.
That'd be so great. Yeah.
Yep. Here you go. The higher the socks. That's right. That's true.
The down to the foo. Yeah, that's right. And you can only know because of the shorts that he wears, though. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Rivers did say 9-7, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
But you have to think of it this way, though. I think a lot of people look at the Chargers and say, well, they just haven't done it. And, I'm going to throw a great question out to you. I saw an argument today on Twitter that went back and forth about Chargers, Lamar Jackson versus Justin Herbert. Who's better? And I was jumping into the thread and saying, look, guys, Lamar Jackson's on a better overall team. You can't compare wins and losses to Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert. And then I even threw out the thought of, okay, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy does not have an arm like Justin Herbert. The difference is that he's on a better overall team, same as Lamar Jackson. Justin Herbert hasn't had a team around him. Literally, his last 4 years, we've been one of the worst running teams in the NFL. period.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy, they're arguably the two best rushing teams in the NFL. So that's my point, right? So if you have a good running game, which is what we're hoping to get, it puts less pressure, and you go from there. And you're right, Lamar had a better coach and a better team. So, anyways, my take on it. Yeah, again, am I crazy? Am I not crazy? That's my thoughts behind it.
Yeah, we all know you're definitely crazy because of the forks and stuff like that, like
with the milk,
forks and cereal.
but Gilmore and Simmons are two guys I think we should go get. Right, I really like them. I think there's going to be a nice battle in the defensive back room. I just see that happening.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think Gilmore would be a great pickup for us, though, for sure.
Yep.
I mean, I would like to see any kind of veteran now at this point with something in the defensive back room, because I think right now we're most vulnerable in safety position at this point. I mean, I love Alohi Gilman. Don't get me wrong. And obviously Derwin James is phenomenal, but those are really it. If one of those guys goes down, I don't really have the faith that I need for JT Woods or AJ Finley to back them up, Yeah. I mean, of course we haven't seen them, and and obviously the coaches, I mean, obviously they will believe in him too.
Yeah.
And they obviously will see more. So hopefully hopefully something works out there, but yeah. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you're right. Lamar has a fraction of the talent as Herbert, right? So maybe putting a bow on some of these guys and these veterans. They're veterans, right? They don't really need to be at camp. They don't need to be at OTAs. So a lot of times they won't sign until they feel comfortable. And they're like, okay, cool. We'll go this direction. And they probably want maybe a 1 or 2 year contract. If they get 2-year contract, then they could say, okay, we'll go from there. Right. But I think there's a lot to be said about that in general. Why have them in OTAs, right? So,
right.
And again, that's where the conversation becomes a little bit different, right? And again, why would you be willing to pay $2 to get Simmons out here? Simmons is a good safety. He's a good safety.
Yeah.
I think Simmons is good. I think Gilmore's good too, right? So, but again, so the other thing I would say too, we did talk about this on one of my other videos, that the entire defensive back room, everyone's playing every single position in the defensive back room, right? So every cornerback, every safety is going to be playing nickel. They're going to be playing slot. They're going to be playing all these different positions constantly. So everyone's going to be cross-trained in all the different positions, right? They want that because if people go down, they can have somebody else on the team step up. So, I look at the defensive back room, safeties and corners as kind of the same unit. They're all going to be out there doing different things. Plus, I think we're going to see Derwin James line up as a linebacker quite often this year as well, too. So,
I think so. Okay. Yeah. In the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that, for in the middle. Theo's got another bold statement out here. Buy or sell. Chargers LT MVP season will won the Super Bowl with Herbert at QB. James said he buy. What Andrew and Kyle say. I'll say buy it. If you're saying that Justin Herbert's going to win a Super Bowl for the Chargers, 100%. And it's going to be, it's going to happen under Herbert Harbaugh years, or else we're going to be. I'd say if it doesn't happen in Herbert Harbaugh years, we're going to enter another 20 years of darkness. Yeah,
E-dub. Bro, the grammar is rough.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to translate sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta okay. We need ChatGPT to help us out. Okay, can you translate this broken English real quick for us?
Let me see what happens if I can do that actually right now. Let me see.
But again, look, across the board, there is a lot of other options, And again, UFL players that look pretty good too. I was looking at an article. I can't remember. There was a couple tight ends that I really liked. And again, one guy, if you saw my prediction on undrafted free agents, I think Zach Hines makes the team. My bold predictions, I think he actually makes a 53-man roster. We'll see if it actually happens, right? I think he has a good shot of making it. And the other guy would be, oh my God, the guy from, why am I drawing a blank on his name? The guy from Florida State, the safety, because our safety room is pretty weak. Oh, Hakeem Dent. I think Dent makes the team. And I'm saying 53-man roster. I'm not saying, I'm not saying practice squad, right? So, I really do think it does happen.
Yeah. So here's the corrected Google Google AI thing. Buy or sell. Chargers, I don't know what LT still means. Will have an MVP season and win the Super Bowl with Herbert at QB. James says he buys it. What does Andrew and Kyle say? Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you say, Andrew?
Okay, read it again. Sorry. I read it. I didn't understand it. So what was it again?
The buy or sell.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to have an MVP season, and Herbert's going to win the Super Bowl at QB for the Chargers.
Yeah.
So do you buy it or sell it?
Yeah, I buy it. I think so.
100%.
Harbaugh knows how to win, right? And again, going back to my analogy with the Ravens and the Niners, and even the Eagles, they're a physical team. And then you don't have to put everything on Herbert. The last 4 years, Herbert's had to do it all.
Yeah, 100%.
He did. Read it again. Messed up.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, what am I reading here? Okay, here we go. So there's another. Okay, here we go. There's 6 NFL stars. PFF has 6 NFL stars with NFL potential. Here, let me share my screen on this too, because I thought it was interesting. I was reading it the other day. I read this article and I thought it was pretty interesting. Now let me share with you guys really quickly because I thought this. And again, guys, Joe Ortiz said over and over again, we're not done. We're going to keep going after players.
Yeah.
And trying to get as much depth in this team as possible. Again, we have one open roster spot right now. And, I think there's a lot to be said. Okay. So AJ McCarron, again, I think he played at Bama, didn't he? If I remember correctly, quarterback. Yeah. And he was with the Bengals, but he's killing it right now with the Battlehawks, looking good.
Yeah.
Latimer, the Brahmas just beat the undefeated team.
Nice.
God, what's her name? I don't know their names very well.
The Renegades or something, or
no, it's the it's like the horse. They're kind of like the Broncos. Anyways, the Brahmas is coached by our old defensive coordinator.
Got it. Wade Phillips.
Yeah, Wade Phillips. Yep.
Yeah. That's right. Yep. I looked at that. I was like, "Ooh, that's awesome."
Yeah, and again, he was 2014 second round pick for the Broncos.
Nice.
Again, he's done great, right? There's a lot of tight ends that have done great in the UFL.
Yeah.
And yeah, guard, this guy from the Defenders looks pretty good. So again, my point is, guys, and then we got another guard from the Roughnecks. The Stallions. That's who I was thinking about. These guys were 8-0. They were undefeated. They just lost.
Yeah.
DeAndre Tillman. And again, these are all football players, NFL players that just didn't get play time. NFL teams have worked him out, and my point is, guys, like these are all people that can make the team. And after their season's done, they will get signed. I mean, because we picked up who was the one guy? Oh my God, who was the punt return guy that we had? Oh, Darius Shepard. Shepard. Remember him?
Yeah. I think he was like the top returner in in the XFL or whatever like that last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's in the UFL. He's a wide receiver. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
And he's on the St. Louis, right? So, and Parham, he went to the XFL as well.
Yep.
So I think Dent makes the team. Tarheeb still makes the team. They'll probably start in special teams, but they'll be depth guys. Tarheeb still might even be the nickel corner for us this next season. Yeah,
potentially. Yeah. Because it'd be someone that's really just out there to try and get picks. Because that's what he was good for there in college. Just he was a pick machine. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Toby Johnson from the Roughnecks. Again, he was with the Vikings. Bounce around. Again, guys, everyone's path to the NFL is different, right? And if they have an opportunity to get paid, I mean, they get paid like triple the amount of money to play in the NFL compared to what they're getting at the UFL.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, Again, he's 32 years old, so he's getting a little older,
Yeah.
But oh yeah, and this guy Bates, dude, he's from Michigan. This guy kicked a 64 and a 62-yard field goal. I promise you, he's going to get picked up. Oh, yeah. And here's some honorable mentions right here as well too. Yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, I remember watching him. He did really well.
So what do you think, guys? What do you think, guys, in the chat? Do you guys do you want Andrew to kind of do an in-depth video about these guys and for later on in the week? Let us know. Like we'll set that up.
Yeah, and then there's a few other free agents I think we can go after. Yeah, I think this guy does make the team. SDS, it's South Dakota State, not San Diego State.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I think so too.
And Cornelius will make the team. He's a big dude, probably special teamers for sure.
Yeah.
McCarron, he's done great. He's done great. He's accurate. He's done a good job. And again, guys, like I'm just saying this, right? Players are still going to get cut, right? Players are going to have injuries, right? Players are going to get hurt during, OTAs. And, there's a lot to be said about, what happens with some of these players. And so then, you got to make some decisions on, where your team goes from there, right? So, there's a lot. Again, these teams are still in flux. And we have one open spot now. Very curious to see. Here we go. This is exactly my point. Yep. How it plays out. Stone Smart, I think, is probably on the bubble right now.
Yeah, I think he's definitely on the bubble. There was definitely some massive drops that he's made. I think he did all right, like blocking wise, but but there's a couple of situations where he needed to actually make the catch and he just didn't. So that's a problem for sure.
Yeah, well, he's a below average blocker, just like Parham.
Yeah, right.
Parham is a very good offensive weapon, but a below average blocker, right? And in this scheme, you need to, LOD, Stone and Parham both gone. I think Parham makes a team just for, well, it depends. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, that's facts. Yeah.
Well, again, if you want to be able to run the ball, it's important to have someone that's going to block the C gap, right?
Right.
Disley and Hayden Hurst are very physical tight ends that do a very good job of, blocking the C gap. And Stone and Parham are not good at blocking. They're just not good.
Yeah. That became a very apparent as well. Yeah.
But he does like Parham in the red zone. I agree with that.
So this kind of brings me into the question that Anthony Joseph actually brought up. I really like this one a lot. It says, how do you guys see the Chargers coaching staff improving the old regime players on the team, like Bosa, obviously, and Parham and Smart and stuff like that? Well, will they be better? And if so, how much better? I think it's a great question. And I think that, Ben Herbert's going to be a huge help to this thing and the most, because I think that he's going to be able to help strengthen Joey Bosa's weak areas that keeps getting injured. And that's going to be the massive improvement for him, is that if he just stays healthy for the entire year. So that's what I'm hoping for. And hopefully I would think that I want Bosa to be coached well enough to be able to stop going in like a berserker and just putting all his effort. Because for whatever reason, I think he goes in there too tight and too muscly, too aggressive. And so that's what causes him to injure himself when he's out there on the field. I don't know. What do you say?
Yeah, I think that the fact that we have 4 good edge rushers will be huge. And again, I also think that what's his name? Who's the other edge rusher? Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Tuli Pelotu?
No, the guy after the guy after him.
Chris Rumpf.
Rumpf, yeah. Rumpf, I think, is on the bubble as well. I think he might get let go because, dude, the guy is skinny. He's not a big dude, and he's not physical. He's very I just don't see him making anything can happen, but I wouldn't look at him and say, okay, I think he's going to make the team. I think there's a chance he makes the team, but he's got to show something that he hasn't shown thus far in his career. So my point is, there's going to be a rotation. Bosa, Mack, Thule, and Bud Dupree are going to be in a rotation. So they're going to be splitting snaps. And you're right. Rumph has not done great, right? He's struggled.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. It doesn't have to be all of Khalil Mack or all of Joey Bosa or whatever, right? So I can see there being some different rotations of play. And they've already talked about that quite a bit. They said they're going to have third down packages. And they have third down packages. We all know that. But I think there's going to be more of a rotation of players than we've seen in the past. So,
yep. And, and that was the other guy too, Buddy Dupree.
Yeah, Buddy Dupree.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, he's clearly the replacement for Rumph. Like, we get rid of him, Rumph, Dupree's going to be in. Like, that seems like a much better line or edge rush for me, for sure, right away.
Yeah. Yeah, nickel front will be Mack, Bosa, Thule, Dupree. That makes perfect sense. I think that can, that's gonna be crazy, bro. Like that would be that's nuts.
A freaking gnarly line right there. Holy smoke. Yeah.
And we are going to be there against the Ray Turds. Yes. Yeah, we will not miss week 1.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna be there for sure.
Why everyone keeping the Chargers run over the Ravens? Offense, they can't have different quarterback. Coach Harbaugh will have his own style.
Again.
Yeah. Well, so again, I don't think anyone's really saying that the Chargers are going to be exactly the same as the Ravens.
Yeah.
But they do run more of a power physical football team. We know that's a big part of what the assumption is that's what Greg Roman's going to do. But a lot of people are not talking about Mark Trestman, our passing games coordinator.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're definitely not going to run the exact Ravens offense, because it's going to be, like I said, Greg Roman, he took a sabbatical, I would say, from the NFL last year and kind of just studied the game a little bit more. And he has a little bit different perspective on things. And then being the two-headed monster with Trestman, I think he's going to bring a whole lot of elements to the game that's going to really shake things up. Like, everyone's thinking that they're going to have a run heavy offense, but I don't think it's going to be run heavy. It's going to be balanced. 100%. They're all saying, imagine having Justin Herbert with a balanced running game. And so that's going to be going to blow people out, blow their minds that we're going to be able to run the ball down their throat, but then we're also going to pass it way past all their guys. It's going to be good. I think, and people are sleeping on the team, I think, in giving us below 500 records because we gave up so many offensive weapons. Got rid of Everett, got rid of Allen, Williams, Eckler. Those are our big weapons, but we don't have them anymore. But I think we're going to be fine without them. So,
yep.
Especially when
and it's going to be it's a different looking offense.
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
It's a different looking offense. Yeah,
and
that's what Kyle's getting at.
And no one really understands what offense we're going to have because they haven't seen it yet. So,
and we haven't seen it yet either. So we're still just assuming.
But the Chargers going to be lit, though, baby. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's right. I'm hoping the game is SoFi this year. Sucks living in KC. Dude, I think we at least we go 1-1 with the Chiefs this year is my prediction. Yeah, that's what I think. I'd love to see us win both, but
I would love to sweep them.
Yeah. Most people say that the top destination for Calais Campbell's the Chiefs, the Jets, and I see Jacksonville a lot, right? So I don't know. I kind of like our defensive line to some degree. Mm-hmm. But it would be nice to bring in another guy like this. He was paid a lot of money last year, if I remember correctly. So it'll probably boil down to how much money he wants. Again, some people are even saying the Eagles might want him, right? And the Eagles are stacked, dude. But I like Calais Campbell. I think he's good.
Very cool.
Well, and again, you have to remember too, though, guys, it's all about featuring certain situations. Remember that bottom line, you got tight. We're gonna run a lot of 2 tight end sets, right? We're gonna have both of our tight ends out there. They're offensive weapons as well. They can block for just a second and then just move to the flat, right? running back leaks out, right? So those are kind of the checkdowns. And, you know, one of the things that you have to also remember too is Josh Palmer's a very good route runner. Ladd McConkey is a very good route runner. So we don't need a lot of wide receivers. It's a very simplified offense for Justin Herbert also. You have to remember last year you got those bunch sets, you know, and it really makes it easy and simple for him to make the right decision. So anyways, yeah, I think we win one with the Chiefs this year at least.
I think if we can only win one with the Chiefs, and what he said, one, then it's got to be the one in the playoffs. Then,
oh yeah,
you know, if we lose both games during the season, then the one game that's going to matter the most is the one in the playoffs. That's the only one that matters. Realistically, that is the only one that really matters. So
well, and remember too, we have one of the most expensive defensive lines in the NFL right now, and it's largely because of Mac and Bosa. It is, I think, we are the most expensive defensive line. Yeah. So I don't know how much money they're going to. I think the cornerback makes more sense, or maybe a safety, because it's going to really boil down to what's going to happen with JT Woods. Is JT Woods going to step up, or is he just going to wuss out? You know, he's a bit of a finesse player. You know, he's not a good tackler. So I think that could cause him to get cut, right? There's a chance. So we'll see.
Yeah, 100%.
And last year, you're right. We had one of the worst running games and one's defensive games of the season, right? We were terrible. Both of those games, we were almost dead last in the league. So, you know, this is kind of why I'm saying Simmons would be good. You know, JT Woods might be a goner. By the way, AJ Finley is looking really good so far.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So, but again, it's OTAs. You know, they're running their underwears.
Yep.
You know, it is what it is, right?
That's right. You know, it's all underwear Olympics out there. You know, just
exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's a little tickle match out there. You know, yeah,
it is. Yeah. We're gonna sweep the Queefs. Look, I'll tell you, man. So maybe we'll just end on this. I know we've been going about an hour now. And JT Woods is getting reps, but nothing substantial. At least nobody's really talking about him specifically.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll leave my final thoughts on this season. This is a complete culture change from what we've had. We want the running game to be featured, and we're going to play physical football. Well, what does that mean, right? It means that it's not all on Justin Herbert to do it all. And so that's where the game is going to be very different. We can use Gus Edwards. We can use the rest of our running game and just drive the ball in a different way. And then, set up the play action pass, hit QJ deep. QJ is going to run a very limited route tree. And you notice they've also been lining him up on inside, outside. Same with Ladd, inside, outside. They're all over the place, right? So everyone's going to be running different positions across the board, but they're only going to run very specific route trees, what they're good at. So they're going to control that. And again, I think that's partially why QJ struggled last year. QJ had a ton of different route trees. He was basically supposed to be Mike Williams, and he's not Mike Williams. So again, more physical, a very different type of offense, and our defense is going to be actually coached correctly. You know, I don't think we're going to be using this weird pattern match zone defense that just doesn't make any sense. You know, it's going to be more just a normal NFL style defense that they have to get out there and just out physical the other team. That's their whole focus, right? So nothing flashy, nothing crazy, just, you know, disguise what they're doing and go from there. So again, I can understand why the NFL is saying 8.5 games, but I think with the talent we have, we're not that far off. Again, we were 1-9 in one-score games last year, 1-9. So we weren't that far off. I think the coaching is what let us down last year.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a big difference conversation now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey-o. We sweep all 3 teams in the AFC West. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Miguel.
That's really the only answer. It's like, like there's no would you rather sweep the Chiefs or sweep the Raiders and Broncos only. No. We got to sweep all 3 of them. Bottom line. Just shut them all up, that'd be amazing. But realistically, I'd say like we would split with the Chiefs because they are the Chiefs who they are right now. and then we have to sweep the Raiders and Broncos. That's really the only option that we would really have realistically, I think, to be even like the most positive we possibly can. But you're right. I think that the truth is that last year we were very let down by the coaching. Like, you know, Brandon Staley was clearly the answer all along, or the wrong thing all along. Like we blamed the offensive coordinator a bunch of times. We blamed the defensive coordinator a bunch of times. Well, defensive coordinator was Brandon Staley, but clearly that was the definition of insanity. He kept doing the same thing he was doing every single year and making no adjustments and expecting a different result. And year after year, we had zero run protection or run stopping power. Like they were still throwing the ball on us like left and right. Like, and so like none of his defensive scheme just was not working. And so, you know, he was clearly the problem the whole time. And now that we got rid of him, and every single time a Raiders fan throws that 63-21 at me, I thank them, you know, for ridding us of Brandon Staley. So, and they always look at me kind of funny because they're like, huh, why are you thanking us? You know, what do you mean? It's like, he's like, yeah, we just dumped all that points. I was like, well, you did us a favor because now you're going to eat it. You're going to be dealing with a very experienced coach that knows how to win, and you're gonna suffer for it now. So you just wait, and you're gonna find out on week 1, my guys. So all y'all in the chat, man, I hope to see you all there week 1, baby. Like we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and remember too, though, you know that the NFL is playing a very finesse type of defense, right? And Brandon Staley and Vic Fangio were part of that. The 2 high safety, very finesse. You know, a lot of pre-snap motion, yada yada, and then we will run some pre-snap motion as well too, just to get tip off the quarterback, whether it's man or zone. But the point is that when you are saying we are going to be a physical team, the difference is that we weren't physical. They had no run identity. They had no real defensive identity. They didn't understand, how to be physical. They want physical, nasty, big dudes. I mean, look at how big our offensive line might be if we move Pipkins to right guard.
Yeah.
That's a gigantic line, dude. Guys.
Bunch of huge boys there.
And you got Disley and you got Hayden Hurst as tight ends. And those guys are 260 each.
Yeah.
They're big. So my point is, I'm just saying it's going to be a different type of offense and different type of defense this next season, right? So, and again, still, we're going to throw the ball, sure, but it's going to be a little different. And maybe I'll give one last thought and then we'll just end the stream. But remember that when Harbaugh was at the Niners, he was 50-50 run pass the entire time until they got a lead and they were going into the fourth quarter. Then they started running the ball a little more. That's when they started getting run heavy. We're going to lean on you physically and just out muscle you and kill the clock. So I expect us to be run pass 50-50 during the game, but it might go into if we have a lead in the fourth quarter, that's when we start running heavy. So that's what I'm saying. So I just think that's where it's going to go. And yes, Alt will definitely improve the run game. And he's going to protect Herbert, which is why we want him there, right? So, I mean, think about this. He might have a right and a left tackle the rest of his career for Herbert. They're done. They're together.
Could be set. Yep. Got the 2 rooks right there, baby.
Yep. So, all righty, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. Like and subscribe. We're going to have some videos coming at you this week. But I guess that's it. Anything else to say, Kyle? Are we good?
No, man. I mean, there's been a bunch of comments, questions in there, but we just don't really have a whole lot of time. I got some barbecues to kind of go to right now, so we got to get some stuff going. But I mean, honestly, we appreciate you guys for coming in here. We love hanging out with you guys, and just stay frosty. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a Madden game for the Steelers, and then we'll have a good time with that one as well. So I'll keep you guys posted with that one for sure. So, Bolts and bros. Bolts and bros. Gotta have me some bolts and bros.
Bros, I love it, dude.
What's up, Jorge? Yeah.
All righty, guys. We're the Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Let's go.